Huh.
There we are.
Oh. If this one breaks, we're going bye-bye, folks. It's just not worth the time. We tried to come back again, and it just kept scrolling in circle of death, and so this is actually our fourth try. Yep. So this is it. If
Someone
anybody
found
comes
this.
in, gets to be rather bothersome for everybody to have to keep coming back too.
Right.
And
Well,
it's
3 people have done it. Lady's back. Hi, Ellie.
hi Ellie. Hello, big wave. Thanks for coming
Celtic's
back.
back too.
I don't know. The internet's great except when it doesn't work.
Yeah. And lately it hasn't worked much at all.
That's why I want fiber. I want fiber.
I don't know that that'll
I'm
happen.
entitled to fiber, by
Hi,
God.
Iron.
Where's my fiber? I have taken a pretty hard line with our electric company here is called GVEC, which is
Valley Electric Co-op.
Guadalupe Valley Electrical Cooperative or something like that. And they're the ones that have fiber internet, but they're not out to my place yet. And the reason is because some people have not signed right-of-ways for them to go in and put in their equipment. Well, I called them up one day and I said, tell me who these people are, and I will go personally and visit them and say, sign the frickin' papers so that I can get my fiber. And they wouldn't let me do it. So anyway.
Jennifer, it got overloaded again and dumped us out, so we had to start again.
One more time. We'll give it. This is our last try. If it buffers again, we're going bye-bye.
Irene thought you were talking about your valve. Apparently other people did too. Somebody told you to try Raisin Bran.
Well, it's spelled a little different, but anyway, fiber internet. I wish I could get fiber internet because then it's like being on a T1 line. It's pretty solid. It doesn't go bye-bye. It doesn't depend on weather. It doesn't depend on satellites.
That kind of took the wind out of your sails.
Apparently, I said the wrong thing, didn't I?
I think so.
Yep.
You got them laughing.
Yeah, good deal. That's my goal. But anyway, it's strange times we're living in, folks. I don't care what political party you're in. Strange times. I swear to God. I will tell you this. I am not a Trump supporter. I never have been. I never will be. I determined way back in early 2016 that he was not a well man. The prefrontal dementia is the diagnosis that I came up with. And now all of a sudden, everybody is saying that he has prefrontal dementia. Well, I predicted, or I diagnosed that over 4 years ago. And part of it based on his personality and part of it based on his posture. That leaning forward thing that he does, that is one of the main symptoms of that particular form of prefrontal dementia. And besides all of that, I mean, the man's just a piece of scum. So other than that, I could never support him. Anyone that makes fun of a person with a disability has absolutely no credibility in my world. None whatsoever. I don't care who you are. And when he made fun of a reporter from the New York Times, no less, because he had a disabled arm, and Trump made fun of him in public, right in front of him.
Is that worse than making fun of him behind his back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you make fun of somebody to their face. That's just disgusting to me.
If somebody's going to make fun of me, I'd rather they do it to my face than behind my back.
Well, I would rather do it too, because then at least you could counter it. But I mean, this was right in the middle of a press conference, which the man has. He doesn't have any more press conferences either, by the way. Hasn't for 2 years now?
Right.
because the press was eating him alive. So he just stopped.
And he doesn't want to take the time to be briefed by his staff, so
Well,
he has
the man
no one
can't
to
read.
say.
You can't read anything longer than a comic book.
Christy says, what is it about trying to put presidents with dementia in? Is it because so many of us now are getting up to that point and we feel more comfortable with people our own age? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe you have misunderstood me there, Christine or Christy, but he was. Uh-oh. There's a kind of a national sadness. I've noticed it, and I can't really put my finger on why, although I think it's just kind of part of the national pulse. A lot of us are depressed and sad because of our national state of affairs. This used to be a country that was respected worldwide, and now we are basically the laughing stock of the world. And that bothers me. That bothers me.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. Nut jobs and lazy asses, huh? Well, so you know what I mean. It's a pretty sad state of affairs when that kind of language can be thrown around out there and there are no repercussions. 10, 15 years ago, someone had said that publicly, they'd be out of office in a heartbeat.
Well, she lives in Canada. I don't know what it was like in Canada.
Well, it was kinder and gentler, I'll guarantee you that. But yeah. It's a tough world we're living in, folks. It really is. It's just, it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. I mean, our standard of living is supposedly the best it's ever been, but people are more dissatisfied now than they've also ever been. So, Well,
I think one of the reasons why we have more sadness now is because people who are struggling and working towards making their life better have too much to do to worry about being sad or depressed most of the time. I know when I was out there working my butt off, doing 2 and 3 jobs at a time to support myself and my 2 kids, I was too busy trying to make it to get upset or depressed.
I see your point, yeah. Yeah, you had too much to do to worry about stuff like that.
Yes,
you're right.
I was just too busy trying to keep us alive to worry about other things.
Barb, I agree. It is hard, but, it is good. There are some wonderful aspects to our lives nowadays that even just a few years ago we did not enjoy. And but at the same time, it's like it's the emotional and mental and the inside of our nation is decaying from the inside out. The people are decaying and the people are fragmenting and fracturing, and you got to be in this camp or this camp or this camp, and we don't communicate. We only accuse and we only blame and we only fight with everybody else except those few that we count as being like us, and we are unwilling to accept anyone else's views as being valid. We're unwilling to accept anyone else's opinion as having weight. We're unwilling to give anybody else the benefit of the doubt. And if they don't feel and think the way we do, then in a nutshell, they're wrong. That's all there is to it. They're wrong. And that's not a fair assumption to make. It's like Every opinion carries equal weight. That's simple as that. And every propensity.
Daddy Curb says it the best way I know. Everybody has a story, and every story counts.
Yep. That's a great philosophy.
I agree.
It really is.
I agree.
It's an excellent philosophy.
Should live by it.
Yep. Yeah, raising a couple of kids, that'll keep you from worrying too much.
That's what I was too. I had 2 children, 2 girls.
Yep, single mom of 2 girls. Yeah, you're right. You step back a bit, everything kind of comes crashing down.
And as soon as you get supper done, the dishes done, the kids in bed, it's time and you collapse.
Yep, and Celtic,
yeah.
My back injuries go back to when I was in my early 20s and haunted me for years.
My back injury goes back to when I was 6.
Yep.
I fell out of the tree at 6 years old and hurt my back.
When we're young and invincible, we don't think about that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're ready to start civil war. That's the thing, too, is they don't what happened to rational discord? It's not rational anymore. If we are not in agreement, then it's time to start duking it out. It's time to, you go get your gun, I'll get mine. And that's just plain stupid.
Irene, I'm one of those individuals who did not go into higher education. I got my high school degree and my high school diploma, and that was it. But I worked in state universities and private universities a great deal of my adult life. So I feel like I have a degree, even though I didn't go through the classes. And a lot of the professors that I worked for valued my opinion, and they knew I didn't have any higher education. So I don't know.
Do you know how old Jennifer is?
I think Jennifer's like 12 or 13. She's a young girl.
Jennifer, have you talked to anybody about these feelings of sadness? I don't know what your home life is or whether your mom and dad are available, whether you have older brothers or sisters. 12, okay. Have you spoken to anybody at school about these feelings of sadness?
Or do you go to church?
Yeah, do you have a church family that you talk to, or even just any aunts, uncles, cousins, anybody in your family that is a bit older that you can trust and go to and talk with? The reason I say that, Jennifer, is because you have consistently been saying here that you were sad. That's not a good thing, darling. You're 12 years old. You should not be carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders the way you seem to feel that you are, which I think brings on this sadness. And I would encourage you, sweetheart, to talk to somebody. If it's someone in a church, someone at your school, someone in your family, you need to find a support system and someone that you can trust that is not going to ridicule you or make fun of you because of the way you feel. You could even call a mental health hotline on your own, even at the age of 12. I urge you to try to find people to talk to about this, because you shouldn't have to carry that kind of weight at 12 years old. So please, can you tell me where you are? What part of the country are you in, Jennifer? Where are you? Yeah, there's all kinds of kids helpline. You're right. Thank you, Iron Horse. That's very true.
And Jennifer, sometimes talking to a friend who is the same age does not help.
Yeah, it's not okay to tell people. Why? Why is that? Why do you feel that you can't talk to anybody, Jennifer? I'm not trying to get into a therapy session here with you, darling, but it sounds to me like you need some assistance. and
some friendship.
and just trying to point you in a direction where that you might not have thought of, that might help you get to some people and services and things that can give you a hand with this. Because at 12 years old, you should not be that sad. You should be a relatively happy 12-year-old kid, you know? So, where are you?
Hi, Mr. Paul. I just added Jennifer to our prayer list as well.
Okay.
Yes, we're keeping quite well. Thank you, Mr. Paul. It's good to see you today.
Jennifer, are you saying you're in Florida? What part of Florida? I might be able to send you some advice on that. I've spent a lot of time messing with the agencies in Florida. You know why what? You know why you're sad? Florida has, now I'm not going to say that they're really a good one, but you probably know about the Department of Children and Families. They're in Florida. And they do have counseling services, and they do have people that will work in outreach and things of that sort. And you might want to look at that. But DCF would be your first stop for them. Please don't what? Oh, we're not going to talk to anybody about it, Jennifer, except you. And that's only here. This goes nowhere. I mean, you know, your life is your life, but you should not have to be putting up with feelings of profound sadness at 12 years old. Now, granted, I don't know what your situation is or where you live or what kind of life you have, but there are places and people that can help you with this, that can help you. Believe me, that is a true statement. I would not blow smoke at you about that.
Welcome back, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. But anyway, Jennifer, you can find.
We make her happy.
You can find help. I assure you, you can find help. You might have to look for it. You may have to go digging a little bit, but it's there. It is there, and it will work. It will help you. So don't give up. Don't give up, dear heart. Absolutely. Yep. Well, I'm glad we do that, Jennifer. Yep. You can find help. You can get out of this. I mean, I'll put it this way, Jennifer. If I could talk to you personally, I would.
She said she's going to go get some food and she'll be back later.
Well,
Take care, Jennifer,
probably,
and don't forget what we
probably won't be here. But Jennifer, look around, sweetheart. You can find help. You just have to reach out. That's all you have to do is just reach out. And there will be a hand there to take your hand. Trust me on that.
And you're right, Irene. Food can help.
Yep.
Well, have you ranted enough for today?
I certainly have.
You want to change to a different rant?
Jennifer is going to be on my mind. That's, a 12-year-old child that is in that kind of strait is very troubling to me.
Yes.
So, not much I can do about it, but.
Yes, I'll remember her in our prayer. Yes.
Jennifer.
She's on our prayer list.
I send you my best, darling.
He's right. All you have to do is ask and you will get help. You might not get what you expect, you think you need, but you're going to get
There are agencies out there that can help you. There are people out there that can help you and people that care.
And don't
and they
stop
and they
looking.
and they don't just go through the motions. They will truly help you. So, not knowing what you're putting up with, you really need to try to get some help for yourself. That's all I can tell you. I think I am ranted out for today. I got a lot of things I can complain about, but I'll tell you what. Next to my blessings, they're nothing. You know, and that's the other side of it is we can rant all we want about the things around us that are messed up and screwed up and make us angry and frustrate us and everything else, but at the same time, our lives are all filled with blessings every day.
And if you look for them, you'll be amazed that they're there.
You know, the first thing I do when I say my prayers at night is say, "Thank you, Lord, for another day." And beyond that, everything's gravy. So, and yes, Jennifer, you can get confidentiality. No one in your family need to know. There are places that you can reach out to that will be very, very private and will, deal with you and it would go no further. So you will talk to someone. Good.
But
Good.
she says she doesn't know how to.
Well, it'll come to you. Once you find someone that you can connect with, it will come to you. And just start at the beginning and just tell your story. That's all you
Go
can do.
online and look for the Florida Department of
Department of Children and Families.
That's a
DCF.
good place to start.
You can go into florida.gov on the internet and then drill down to the Department of Children and Families, and there will be a ton of resources there that you can reach out to. And I like I said, I don't know where in Florida that you are, but there will be local and there will be regional and there will be state resources that you can hook into. So please do that. Look it up through DCF.
Now, on to another thought train.
Yes.
They asked a moment ago for everyone to say what they're thankful for. Celtic says he's thankful for his husband bear and his lucky
home. Yep. Should I tell my mom?
Hello, Howie. It's good to see you.
Jennifer, would your mom be sympathetic? That's my first question. If your mother understands you and is a kind person, then yes. If your mother is part of your problem, then no. I would go elsewhere. But you have to ask yourself that question. You're the one that knows what the relationship is between you and your mother.
Absolutely no faith in her. Oh, she's talking about local government in Canada. As far as what I'm thankful for, I tell God every day, thank you that I'm, in David's father's words, I'm above ground and taking nourishment. And thank you for my David, because he makes the rest of the world much better for me.
Jennifer, I assume you're saying that your mom is too, and I don't know that she's sad. Well, I can only address your needs right now, and my suggestion would be to try to find through DCF some point of contact for yourself to start and go from there. Best advice I can give you is look up through DCF, Department of Children and Families. Okay, enough of that. I'm not trying to run your life, kiddo. I'm really not. I just I can feel your pain, young lady. So try to reach out and get yourself some help, please. Okay.
Good idea.
Good question, Jennifer. What is there today that you're grateful for or thankful for? Ask yourself that question every day. What am I grateful for? There you go, right there. Jeff and Cricket got some advice for you right off the top of their heads.
That's a good one.
There you go, Jennifer, going to tell her. That's good.
Is anyone
maybe
else
maybe
thankful?
next week I look forward to seeing how it goes for you, and you can come back and tell us better news that you've reached out and that you've found somebody to help you, some crisis counselors and things of that sort. We'll be thinking about you and praying for you, sweetie. Now, what am I thankful for? Right here. This lady right here. I never stop being grateful for Kate. That's first and foremost, right there.
We came together
There
late
you
in
go.
life from what most people think. But the way I look at it, I had to go through what I went through before David so that I could appreciate him. And I do appreciate him now, all the time.
Jennifer
very
is
good.
grateful for her life and her mom and dad and food and more.
Very
Good
Jennifer.
stuff. Good stuff.
I like Jeff. He's thankful for cricket and who've gotten out of California.
Yeah.
That's a big one right
Yeah,
there.
that's a big one.
Jeff.
Yep.
Another day, and that's fantastic with me. Good for you, Howie.
Yep. For sure.
That's something else I'm thankful for is all of my friends online, like Howie and Christy and all of you. You are all so important to us, and we really, really, really appreciate you and are thankful for you. Ah, yes, that's a good thing to be thankful for.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah. Jennifer, you are definitely one of those we're thankful for.
You have a long, meaningful life ahead of you, Jennifer. These little bumps in the road right now, as big as they seem, once you get through them and you weather the storm, you'll look back on it and it will have given you more strength.
And Barb, you're right. We are all connected in a odd and wonderful way. Chances are we may never meet most of us,
Yep.
but you still are important to us, and I am assured are important to you as well. I'm sorry, I can't talk today.
She barely knows what day it is.
I'm not going to live that one down, am I?
No, not real soon. No. That one was pretty classic. I swear to God,
Yes,
that
it
was.
It's Sunday.
Thank you, Jennifer. Somebody had to tell her.
For those of you that didn't hear the story earlier, I got up this morning and I was convinced that today was Monday. And on Monday, I have a doctor's appointment with my mother and I have to leave the house early. So I was getting up and getting ready and doing all the things that I would need to do to get out of here on time. And I woke David up about half an hour before I was ready to leave to let him know what was going on. And he reminded me that it's Sunday, not Monday. But I was ready to go.
She was jetting around, boy. She was practically out the door.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Irene. There's just not that much difference from one day to the next.
Well, when you're retired, that's for sure. I know.
Yes, yes.
Luckily, I have it on my watch. So.
And I was reminded that I can always look on my phone. I have a calendar that tells me what day and date it is. And I live with my phone. It's pretty constant with me. But I didn't think to look there. I was convinced it was Monday, and I was ready to go because I wanted to get my mom to the doctor. It is 2:15 for us right now, Jennifer. You're on Eastern time, and we're on Central. Ellie says she's grateful for the many blessings, having had a great job to be able to retire at 56. Now I'm able to take care of household. Yes, I agree. That's a good thing to be thankful for, Ellie.
What part of Florida are you in, Jennifer, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, yeah. Let me see. That was what, 63? No, 60.
I retired at 59. I don't know what age you were.
I was a little later.
Yeah, they do. My phone is my brain, people. Really, I have a to-do list on there. I've got a calendar with all my appointments on there. I have my phones and contacts and all of that on there. I have my shopping list on there. I have all the appointments on there. Just everything. I think I'd be lost if my phone finally just totally died on me.
The only time she really panics is when her phone is missing, and that's quite a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But she definitely carries that thing around with her all the time.
Yeah, or I know where it is most of the time.
And I've got mine most of the time. I usually know at least where it is.
Pen and paper. I have that too. Trying to get. I got my mom a phone. I got her. She insisted that she have a smartphone. She wanted to have what everybody else did, and unfortunately, it's just not. It didn't work for her. The technology is too far ahead of her for her to grasp it, and she's lost all the time. She even has trouble making phone calls. So, Barb, I'm going to be canning some pears today or this week. I've got a lot of pears sitting in my kitchen I need to do something with. So, she curses at her iPhone. Well, I'm not an iPhone fan. I prefer Android, but even my mom, if my mom cursed, she would curse her Android too. She's just not happy with it. But then she's 91. I can't expect her to understand the technology of today.
She wants to, yet. But she just can't get it.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to pressure can them or water bath. I've been looking into a couple of different recipes for water bath canning, but you have to add so much lemon, I'm not sure that it would taste good. So I'm going to try one small batch and see how it works. And if it tastes okay, then I'll probably water bath all of them. Otherwise, I'll pressure can them, but I can't do that because I don't have a stove that works well enough. I guess I'll have to water bath can or freeze them. I'll have a freezer in a couple of days. I can cut them up and freeze them and then pressure can them later.
Yeah, I've never been an Apple phone guy. I've always been Android.
I got turned off to Apple when our telecommunications company started carrying them, and they carried Apple, and the employees were not allowed to buy them until all of the customers had purchased them, which means that we didn't get them.
Jeff, where are you at in Arizona? That's my home state. I was born there anyway. I'm Texan, but I was accidentally born in Arizona.
Ellie, water bath is good for high acid or high sugar. I'm not real sure. Pear butter, yeah, I could do pear butter. Although I've got like 8 jars of pear butter from last year. But Mom decided she likes it, so I may do some pear butter. I also thought about making some pear bread. Like use it like you do applesauce bread or banana bread. And just use pears instead, but I don't know how that'll turn out either. I'll just try some and see. I'm good at experimenting with that kind of thing.
Yeah, she is.
Recently learned to cook. Does anyone else? Oh, Barb, I love to cook. I've been cooking all my life.
You do know the name of this channel is Inside Kate's Kitchen, right? So, yeah.
Do you make my phone way too much? I have everything in it.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that. It's kind of weird. You know, you get a phone like this, and then the best thing you can do is turn around and write everything down that's in your phone in case you lose your phone.
Or in case your phone dies.
Yeah.
I've never heard of pear bread. I've never seen a recipe for it either, Barb. I never heard of it. I just have a lot of pears, and I was looking for something to do, and I thought, well, I could make like a pureed pear and then try and do it that way.
Jennifer, don't feel bad. I can't either, kiddo. I'm terrible with names.
He was in the military for a long time, and everybody wore their name tag on their chest, so
I didn't have to worry about it.
Now he can't remember names.
What's your name again?
Who's mine?
What's your name again?
I don't know.
Yeah, I forget.
I can't remember. Yeah, now that you have time to cook, it really makes a difference. I got really interested in cooking when I had cancer back in 2009. And what's really funny is I couldn't eat. My stomach was upset all the time and I couldn't eat, but I wanted to because I kept looking at all these recipes that sounded so good. So I started reading recipes and learning about it. And then when my stomach got a little better, then I started cooking again. It's just that I don't write so well. I have a pen and paper, but I can't read them. Well, my handwriting has gotten much worse in the past year, so really, I would think you could maybe substitute pears for apples. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm horse. That's why I thought pear bread. You make apple bread all the time, or at least I know people who do. Google will take care of that. Just log in an email account.
Oh,
Well,
I think it's about time to
folks,
go.
it's 2:30, and we don't normally stay
Yeah.
on much past 2 o'clock. So before we go, if you have any prayer requests, I'd like to add them to my list. I know Christy's got some family with COVID, and we want them on the list. But anyone else?
Jennifer, I want to remind you again before we go. I think you can see that there are people here that care about you who've never seen you, me included, and the other folks here that are trying to give you encouragement and advice about how to deal with your sadness. It's temporary, darling. It really is. You can get through this. Please make an effort to reach out, talk to some folks. If it's your mother, if it's someone from a state agency, if it's through a crisis helpline, whatever, but talk to people and talk about your feelings and talk about why you feel sad and what's going on that's making you feel sad. You can get through this, sweetheart. Just don't give up. Don't quit. We care about you and we want you to be a happy 12-year-old girl. And there's no reason why you can't be that person.
Okay, let's see. Jeff, we've got
Cochise
Douglas
County.
in
I don't know
there.
where that is. Down south a little bit. Well, let's hope not, Barb. I kind of figure wherever I am, I'm supposed to be, right?
Okay.
And thank you for coming in today, Jennifer. And thanks to everybody else too. So
Yes.
let's we'll sign off and thank you very much for coming by, and y'all have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Take care. God bless.
Bye-bye.